Hello and welcome into the broadcast, everybody. I am Samuel Reese coming to you live tonight, and it is time for the 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup Final. The paths to get here for the United States and Mexico weren't super easy, but in the end, it is once more a collision course between the two giants of CONCACAF, and it's one of the biggest international rivalries for soccer in the world, taking center stage tonight from beautiful Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. 65,000 fans packed into Allegiant Stadium tonight on this Sunday evening from Vegas. This should be a whole lot of fun. It's always a fun time when the United States and Mexico square off. It's another edition of this fantastic rivalry, and we will see what the next 2 hours or so has in store and who will be lifting that Gold Cup trophy at the end of the night. Yes, let's go USA. Absolutely. Daniel, where did I play soccer at? Well, I'm in high school, so I used to play high school soccer and club soccer. Unfortunately, I had a foot injury, and so I stopped playing at the club level a few years ago. I still play pickup for fun once in a while, but mainly my focus now is on sports broadcasting. Good evening, Michael. Hope all is well with you. What an atmosphere it is, and we are ready to kick off. A 6 p.m. kickoff in Las Vegas, the first ever game at Allegiant Stadium with a full capacity crowd. Remember, the stadium opened just over a year ago, but because of COVID, games were played in empty stadiums for the Las Vegas Raiders last season. Off we go. Mexico kickoff. They're attacking from right to left in black, and the United States attacking from left to right in white in this opening half of play at Allegiant Stadium. Immediately, it's out of play for a Mexico throw-in on the far side. Well, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. The referee tonight is Honduran Said Martinez, the youngest referee for a Gold Cup final at just 29 years old. Hello, Mike. Welcome into the broadcast. And now, a scary situation early for Mexico as Talavera claims that one. Arriola applying the pressure as it was left by Hector Moreno. And just quickly going over the starting lineups tonight. First for the USA, who are in their 12th Gold Cup final. Their last Gold Cup title came in 2017. They've won the tournament 6 times. Meanwhile, for Mexico, it's their 10th Gold Cup final. And they have the most titles with 8. And they are the defending champions, beating the U.S. in the 2019 final 1-0. That game was in Chicago. And so now going over the lineups, first for the U.S., who are led by Greg Berhalter. It's Matt Turner in goal. Some interesting decisions by Greg Berhalter as Matt Turner's under pressure. And down in the box went, I believe, Jesus Corona. No penalty called. And now the U.S. win back possession. Well, a scary moment there for the United States. Just less than 90 seconds into the match. And Mexico with a penalty claim. But in the end, Turner was there to clear it. And it wasn't the best of first touches. It was actually Funes Mori who he took out. But no, that's not a foul. Funes Mori was waiting for the contact. He's the one who dragged himself into Turner. No doubt about it. But yeah, going back to the lineups, it is Reggie Cannon and George Bello, the starting outside backs. Those two did not start in the semifinal against Qatar. The center back pairing is James Sands and Miles Robinson. Another change in the midfield, Eric Williamson slotted into the starting 11 alongside Kellen Acosta and Sebastian Lletget. And then the 3 up top are Paul Arriola, Matthew Hoppe, and Giassi Zardes. Zardes comes in for DK. Meanwhile, Mexico led by Tata Martino, who has all the pressure on him tonight. It is a 4-3-3 formation as well. Jesus Gallardo and Luis Rodriguez, the outside backs. Nestor Araujo and Hector Moreno, the center backs. Jonathan Dos Santos, Edson Alvarez, and Hector Herrera are in the midfield. And then it's Jesus Corona, Rogelio Funes Mori and Orbelin Pineda up top for Mexico. So just one change for Mexico compared to their starting lineup against Canada in the semis, and that is Araujo back into the starting 11. 3 minutes in. Yeah, we did have a full house here for the U.S. women's national team's Olympic quarterfinal. In the series history, it's the 72nd all-time meeting, 36 wins for Mexico, 20 for the U.S., 15 draws. Here come the U.S. Acosta crosses, Williamson the shot, and through traffic, it's snatched by Talavera. The best chance yet. Just fourth minute of the game, and the United States with a good opportunity, although it looked like Giassi Zardes may have been offside. It is the 7th meeting between the two sides in a Gold Cup final. These two teams have dominated this competition, so it's only fitting that they are the ones who meet in this edition of the final. And George Bello commits the foul, following through on Tecatito Corona, who's had a bit of an underwhelming tournament so far. The Porto player, as Kellen Acosta steps in. Mexico hold on to possession. Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. If the U.S. win this match, there's no denying that they're they would be the new kings of CONCACAF of North America, because it was just 56 days ago that the United States defeated Mexico in the Nations League final. And this is pretty much our C team. So if this U.S. team were to beat Mexico, I think Mexico would officially be dethroned by the U.S. at the top of CONCACAF. Yeah, Martino was Barcelona head coach. Yeah, he was the Barcelona coach at one time. You are correct. Before he took over Mexico, he was the coach of Atlanta United here in MLS and actually won an MLS Cup with Atlanta. 5th minute of play, and it's an electric atmosphere as expected in Vegas. Back in June when tickets went on sale, this game sold out in 90 minutes with none of those fans, of course, knowing who exactly would be in that final. I'm sure a lot of them were banking on a U.S.-Mexico final, and that's exactly what they got. Here come Mexico driving forward, and will it be a foul? Yes, it will. The call against Eric Williamson as he took down Edson Alvarez. Alvarez, who plays in the Netherlands for Ajax. Maybe a soft foul, but a foul nonetheless, according to Said Martinez, the referee. As I mentioned, the youngest referee ever for a Gold Cup final. And whenever you're a referee in charge of a U.S.-Mexico game, you know you're going to have your hands full. You know you have to be at the top of your game. And we'll see how he takes control of the match. Hector Herrera, who scored the game winner against Canada in the 98th minute. And now here's a cross from Rodriguez. He went down. No foul on the play. And it went into the side netting. Goal kick for the USA. Rodriguez, who plays for Tigres. Bit of a mix among the Mexican team as to players that play in Liga MX and abroad in Europe. For the U.S., it's, of course, a predominantly MLS roster, although there's a few exceptions. And Funes Mori took it away. Down he went. No foul on the play. We're already seeing a physical and bruising start, as expected. The only non-MLS player in the starting 11 tonight for the U.S., or actually the only two non-MLS players, Reggie Cannon, who plays for Boa Vista in Portugal, and Matthew Hoppe of Schalke in Germany. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Hoppe makes a move at the end of this tournament. Williamson battling for possession. Coming away with it is Edson Alvarez. Alvarez finds a teammate. That is Pineda. Pineda breaking free and will draw the foul. Taken down by Hoppe. And of course, despite this game being in the United States, it's a pro-Mexican crowd with so many Mexican-American fans living in the Vegas area on the West Coast, and they're certainly making their voices heard tonight. Yeah, there are about 16 million Mexicans in the USA. That's a good question, Mike. As Mexico have it onto his right foot, Corona crosses, and James Sands with the header away. Mexico not done. It's played ahead by Pineda. Corona crossing again, and the glancing header is out of the box by Cannon. Up ahead on the ball is Paul Arriola. I'll get to your question in a moment, Mike, as the U.S. work it out of the back. Here's Matthew Hoppe. What's going on, Mac McDonald? Am I an outlaw? Yes, I am. I mean, I'm a diehard U.S. supporter, so yep, indeed. But going back to your question, Mike, yeah, I have some friends who are Mexican-American, and I get the sense that most Mexican-Americans, well, not most, but I think there's a good amount of them that just support Mexico. But I also know a lot of Mexican Americans who support both teams, actually, because, you know, either they were born in Mexico, moved to the U.S., or they were born in the U.S., their parents are from Mexico. And I get the sense that a lot of Mexican Americans, they support both teams, but when the U.S. and Mexico meet, they tend to lean towards Mexico. So that's what I get the sense of. But I guess it's different for every Mexican American. They tried to start a riot last USA-Mexico game. No, I think you got it the other way around. Oh, and now Mexico shouting for a handball. Corona pleading to the assistant referee. Nothing was called. It went off of George Bello last. A corner kick awarded to El Tri. Let's look back at the replay. No, that's never going to be given. That would be extremely harsh. And a corner kick awarded. I mean, his arm was right near his side. The referee, Said Martinez, pretty confident in his non-call. Mexico is still pleading their case as Corona heads over to take this Mexican corner kick. 10 minutes gone in this much-anticipated Gold Cup Final. Just 56 days ago, it was the United States defeating Mexico 3-2 in a thrilling Nations League final in Denver, Colorado. And they square off again. Here's the header. Turner, the diving save. Matt Turner has been brilliant all tournament long. And he comes up huge here for the U.S. Stretched out and keeping that one out. It was a header by Rogelio Funes Mori, who is actually born in Dallas, Texas. Has Mexican parents, made his national team debut just a month ago. And he's been a big part of that front line for Mexico in this Gold Cup. That ball blocked. And now down goes Eric Williamson of the Portland Timbers. Took that ball straight to his head. And so play immediately halted as he'll require medical attention. Well, certainly an exciting start to this one. Matt Turner has had 19 saves this tournament, and that's the most amount of saves among any goalkeeper this tournament, unsurprisingly. And he's had 4 shutouts as well. Turner afterwards embracing Moreno. Bit of a sarcastic smile. Williamson still down, meanwhile, for the United States. This rivalry is always a fun one. It's always been a fun one, I should say. Greg Berhalter, as the U.S. head coach, 25 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses. Thank you, Van, for tuning in. You're watching the game. There you go, man. You can't miss a U.S.-Mexico game, can you? It's always must-see. We should be in for some fireworks tonight. Greg Berhalter and Tata Martino, even in the days leading up to this game, exchanged some words. They actually, I guess, were forced to take a picture with each other yesterday, the day before the game, and it was all business. You could tell by the look of both of their faces. Williamson has had 4 caps for the USA, all in this Gold Cup. We'll see if he's all right. How did I get 248 subs? Yeah, I don't know, Van. Well, in the U.S. women's national team game I did against the Netherlands the other day, I had like 550 people in here at once. It was absolutely insane. So yeah, that stream just blew up. So that's I still can't believe, that happened. So that I can't believe my subscriber count increased that much as well. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy broadcast. I think it has like 7,000 views total. So yeah, it was insane. Yep, the U.S. did beat Qatar 1-0 in the semifinal. Mexico came out on top just barely against Canada 2-1. That was an epic game. I know, Michael. I know. I'm super hyped for every U.S.-Mexico competitive game. I mean, I was super hyped for the Nations League final. Super hyped for this Gold Cup final. Roldan was ready to come in case Williamson was unable to continue. Your stream got shut down? Why is that, Van? That's unfortunate. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. 15th minute of play. The crowd is certainly making plenty of noise. It looks like we got the wave going on around Allegiant Stadium. 65,000 in attendance. Williamson coming in from behind to poke it away. Now here's Arriola. Great slide tackle there. It's won back by Mexico. Hector Moreno with the dirty work. Now it's back with Edson Alvarez. Alvarez to Nestor Araujo. Talavera. That ball intercepted by James Sands, floated into the air, now settled by Arriola. Into Matthew Hoppe, bouncing ball, Zardes couldn't get there. In getting to it first was Edson Alvarez, and now clearing it is Nestor Araujo. No foul against the U.S. Funes Mori went down, and now Williamson will win the free kick. Thanks, Jonathan, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Oh, that stinks. Yeah. I don't know. The YouTube algorithm is a complicated formula, I suppose. So, yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I appreciate you tuning in, Jonathan, and everyone else. Still got a decent amount of viewers. We got 17 people in here. I appreciate it, everybody. I just love doing this. So I don't, it's great the more viewers I have, but it's not the end of the world. If I don't, have great viewership numbers, but I appreciate those who are tuning in. School's almost starting for you, Van. Really? So you guys start early in Nebraska. Yeah, here in Massachusetts, we don't start school until August 31st. Usually we don't start until September, but this year we start on the last day of August. So yeah, that is correct, Van. Yeah. The game will end at 11 p.m. for us, for me here on the East Coast. You guys start August 12th. Wow. Yeah, that's really early. That's like 3 weeks before we start. But you guys probably get out like a month before we do. We don't get out until like the end of June, so. Or at least the, like June 22nd. Depending on how many snow days we have, I guess. Because usually we have a week's worth of snow days as well. Mexico have the most Gold Cup titles with 8. The U.S. right behind them with 6. And then Canada with 1. Round out the only 3 teams to ever win the tournament. As I mentioned, the U.S. and Mexico have completely dominated the Gold Cup historically. Here's Jesus Gallardo. Now driving forward is Pineda. Back to Gallardo, and a cross sent to the back post. Now it's tracked down. Corner kick 1. Mexico with a lot of possession and an attacking threat early. Do I have an anchor website that I use? No, I don't. I don't. I would love to start my own podcast. I used to be a part of a show with two other friends that I made at a sports broadcasting camp as this header's flicked on by Herrera, but saved by Turner. But no, I don't currently have an anchor website that I use. Yeah, in the next couple of months, I can maybe get started. I would like to do a soccer podcast and a Boston sports podcast. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Yeah, that Nations League final, the U.S., had their A team. So this is a different story. This U.S. team is not expected to beat Mexico by any means. So if they were to pull it off, my goodness, would the criticism for Mexico be all ever so evident, I should say. And Tata Martino would be on the hot seat, I have to think. All right, Van. Yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted on that. I'll definitely keep you posted. Here's Jesus Gallardo. Knocked out a play by Reggie Cannon. It stays with Mexico as Pineda will leave it for Gallardo. 20th minute, no score yet. In this Gold Cup, both teams have only allowed one goal. 68 shots against for the U.S., just 35 shots against for Mexico. And Mexico hadn't conceded a single goal until the semifinal when Tajon Buchanan scored that brilliant goal to tie the score at 1. But Mexico were able to pull it out in the end against a very, very impressive Canadian team. Oh, that's deflected into the path of Funes Mori. But he was held off the ball, and Turner's there for the United States. The pressure from Mexico is certainly causing the U.S. some trouble. And a free kick awarded to the U.S. The referee having a quick conversation with Funes Mori. Yeah, he's flopping left and right. The referee rightly talking with him. Next time, surely it's a yellow card. I mean, he is throwing his body every time he's in the box. Well, that's what Mexico do. That's what they're good at. Here is Arriola. Mexico clear. And James Sands is back to it for the U.S. Robinson had his pass deflected. The U.S. keep it. Now Hoppy, the ball forward. George Bello contesting. But ultimately, it's cleared away by Araujo. And Funes Mori called for the foul as Sands was tripped up. Funes Mori expressing his frustration early on. Yeah, it'll definitely be tough for Vietnam to qualify for the World Cup, but you never know. The possession early on, 59% to 41 in favor of Mexico. The shots 3-1 Mexico. Shots on goal 2-1. This will be a free kick for El Tri. Midway through the first half already, no goals yet. This is sent wide for Gallardo. Now Hector Herrera. It's passed across, and Zardes was closing him down. In the end, it is back to Moreno. Moreno finds Talavera. Of course, the Mexican team here in the Gold Cup final, and then their U23 side is in the Olympic semifinals where they'll face Brazil. Brazil and Mexico, the last two Olympic winners for men's soccer. That semifinal will be on Tuesday. Memo Ochoa, a notable overage player participating on the Olympic team. And that's why Talavera has been the starter in this Gold Cup for El Tri. What's going on, Juan? How are you doing? How's the game? It's been all right. Mexico have had the better look so far, no doubt about that. And that's off of Bello. Corner kick for Mexico. As the cross was whipped in from the right flank. I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, Juan. I'm a bit nervous, but that comes with a big game like this. Fourth corner of the game already for Mexico. I should stream Vietnam games. You never know. I may, maybe not, but we'll see. I can't promise anything, as that's offside against Jonathan Dos Santos. Dos Santos, who is well known among Major League Soccer fans, of course. Or actually, that was was that a handball? Either way, free kick to the U.S. 6 fouls against the United States, 2 against Mexico. As this ball is chased down by Hoppy, and Araujo leaves it. Goal kick. 25th minute of play. Oh, yeah, that is true, Michael. That is true. Yeah, I did that for a couple of streams, actually, and I did test it out, and the viewership wasn't honestly changing that much. And I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I could try it again, but, oh, this is a great steal. Here's a chance. Paul Arriola's in. Oh, he's put it wide. How has he missed the net? A golden chance, and one that he simply has to put away. Wow. What a chance. Mexico just too nonchalant. It was a poor first touch from Alvarez. And yeah, he should have done better. Arriola, it actually went off the post and wide. So close. The DC United forward in his 39th cap for the U.S. couldn't convert. But yeah, as I was saying, Michael, I may try it again. I tried it for like a couple weeks, and I was looking at my, view numbers, and it wasn't honestly changing that much at all. And then when I reverted back to not putting watch along, it went up slightly. But either way, I don't know. I feel like if I don't put watch along, some people click it because they think maybe the game's being shown. I know that's kind of a way to cheat, but I do have that it's just play-by-play commentary in the description. But I feel like if I put watch along, I get the sense that maybe people are like, okay, he's not showing the game, so I'm not even gonna bother tuning in. But if I don't put watch along, people could be like, maybe he's actually showing the game, even though I'm actually not. And then people actually enjoy my commentary and stay. That's my thought process behind that. But either way, it's still goalless here. And I'll tell you what, the U.S., despite defending for a majority of the opening 25 minutes or so, they just had a real golden chance that Arriola couldn't convert. And now Arriola goes down. Foul call. It looks like he got poked in the eye. Yeah, you could be. Yeah, no, no. I've seen people put watch along. I also know some friends who don't do it. I guess it's mixed opinion on it. Because technically on YouTube, you're not allowed to actually show the game, so I guess it's implied that, it's a watch along. But no, I completely no, I think it was a good suggestion, Michael. I'll try it again, perhaps in the future, as the U.S. will take the free kick. It's directly driven forward. Now it's a header by Reggie Cannon. Mexico back with it. Here's Rodriguez. And on the break, this ball played over the shoulder of Cannon. He does well. Cannon playing it forward to Hoppy. Hoppy went down. No foul. Herrera clips one ahead. Settled at the edge of the 18-yard box. Now comes the cross. Header away. Second chance. A slow roller from Dos Santos. And Turner's there. Yeah, I'd love to see. Jesse Marsh would be a great guy to coach the U.S. men's national team. I agree there. Did we ever consider the Mexico coach to coach the U.S. men's national team? I don't know. I don't really think so. I don't know if Tata, or is that, as this is a 1-2 combination, and now it's cut back, header away by the U.S. Held in by Hector Herrera. Herrera on his right takes the shot. That one's blocked by Bello. Or rather by Acosta. I don't know if Tata Martino would ever want to coach the U.S. I don't know if he'd ever be interested in doing that, because at the end of the day, yeah, I'm sure if if Tata Martino was interested, the U.S. would go after him. I'm just not convinced that Martino, he is Argentine at the end of the day, so I don't know why I get the feeling that he just wouldn't be interested in coaching them. But I'm not sure if the U.S. did consider getting him as the coach, as this is headed forward by Gallardo. Popped in the air. Funes Mori on the turn. Funes Mori's in. He's hit it off the post. Now it comes back out. Here's the cross. It comes out and now settled by Gallardo, and his shot is wide. Well, I want to see the replay again. Did Turner actually get a touch? Funes Mori is such a strong player as well. He might have been offside, but a great turn. And no, that was actually saved, I believe. Yeah, that was, or was it blocked? Here's another look at it. Yeah, that was a save. I thought it hit the post, but no, that was off the left knee of Turner to deny Funes Mori. Funes Mori plays for Monterrey in Mexico. As I mentioned, Dallas born, but his parents are from Mexico. And so Turner will take the United States goal kick. 32nd minute of play. We await the first goal. It's been an action-packed first half, despite no goals yet. Here's a bouncing ball in the middle of the park. Herrera lost it, but a foul is called. So the referee was quick to blow his whistle. Herrera back up. Mexico with a free kick. The shot's 5-2 in favor of Mexico. These two teams will next meet in World Cup qualifying this fall. Mexico, by the way, have had 14 or more shots in every one of their 5 Gold Cup matches thus far. Matt Turner is a beast, Michael. He is. And I'm proud to say he's New England Revolution's own keeper. Yeah, I love watching him play in person at Gillette. He is so fun to watch. Oh, look at that. Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, in attendance for this one. That's how big of an event this is. The CONCACAF president in attendance as well. I'm blanking out on his name. But yeah, Turner has come onto the scene, this year and for the men's national team, and it's been fantastic. Here's a shot. It was a bit of an awkward strike in the end from Funes Mori, sent wide, goal kick for the USA. Yeah, the U.S. do have 3 great goalkeepers, and I think Turner should be in the conversation for the starter. And I mean for, World Cup qualifiers. I think he should be in the conversation with Stefan and Horvath. I do. What's going on, JX? I hope the U.S. wins as well. The U.S. now on defense again. A cross floated in from the right flank is handled by Turner. It was Rodriguez with the service. Just over 10 minutes left in the half. Zardes flicks one on. Arriola trying to get to that ball. Jesus Gallardo recovers nicely. And another whistle comes as Bellows called for the foul. Fans of both teams cheering on their sides in full force tonight. Mexico forced to retake the free kick as the ball was rolling. Strange there's no Mexicans in the stream. Well, there might be. I can't say for sure there aren't, but there will be later, I'm sure. In the Nations League final, there were plenty of Mexico fans in attendance. And hey, Mexican fans, as long as you keep it PG and you're respectful, you're welcome into the stream. I mean, I've got nothing wrong with Mexico fans tuning in. I'd love to have Mexico fans tuning in as long as they don't go over the top. You are, but you just said you hope the U.S. wins. Oh, that was picked back up by Mexico. Is that right, Michael? That's funny. That's funny. Free kick awarded to Mexico. Yeah, Said Martinez, the Honduran referee, is calling this game tight from the start. Of course, you don't want to over-officiate it, but you don't want to let the game get out of control, which can happen easily when these two teams meet. So that's picked off by Arriola. And the foul is 10-5 U.S., and that count will continue to increase. Poor pass there from Sands. Couldn't connect with Cannon. And that's just an unnecessary turnover for the U.S. With it on the near side is Orbelin Pineda. Pineda finding Gallardo. Now Hector Moreno. Thank you, Kathleen, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so for the U.S. women's national team game, I'm gonna go to sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep a few hours, and then I'm gonna wake up early to call that game as well. Yes. Yep. So yeah, shortly after this game ends, I'll try to get some sleep, a few hours, and then I'll get up around 3:30, like 30 minutes before the game, because it starts at 4 a.m. my time. And yep, I will be getting up early for it. I can't resist. It's this Olympic semifinals after all, so I've got to do it. Thanks for tuning in, Kathleen. Matthew Hoppy lost it. Here's Rodriguez cutting across. Funes Mori, the shot. And it was a shot with pace, but Turner gets down to make the save. Mexico continue to pose a threat in the attacking third. It'll be 3 a.m. for you. Yeah, I know. These Olympic Games have been kicking off at awful times. But hey, I'm a committed fan of the U.S. women's national team, so I'm willing to do it. Matt Turner now with 22 saves in this tournament. The tally continues to go up. Oh, and that's a foul against the U.S. I'm not sure about that. Sands whistled for the foul. Quick restart by Mexico. Yeah, it's very early, but hey, I've already got up for a 4:30 a.m. kickoff and another 4 a.m. kickoff for the U.S. women, so I'm going to do it again. You'll see me then? All right, Kathleen. Are you going to just stay up? I know you're in the mountain time zone, right? So I believe it's 2 a.m. kickoff for you as this is whipped in. Headed up to Reggie Cannon and out for a Mexico throw-in. Should you go to sleep after the USA game? Well, are you getting up for the U.S. women's game? I don't know. That's up to you. Here's Jesus Corona. Couldn't quite get through. Oh, and Matthew Hoppe breaks free. This ball played right into him. Hoppe across towards Zardes. But tracking back and breaking it up was Moreno. But it's kept in play. Here's Sebastian Lletget slicing it through. Ariola's there. Ariola wins the corner. Sliding in for Mexico was Jana Dos Santos. 40th minute, and this game's starting to open up. What channel is the women's game on? It's on the USA Network. Yeah, it's on the USA Network. You'll get up? All right, you hope. Yeah, I know. I'm setting 2 alarms, so I'm setting 2 alarms, so there's no way sometimes I sleep through my alarm, but I'm setting 2 just in case. So I'll be up no matter what. Yeah, U.S. Sweden final would be good, Michael. It would. That's the final I'm expecting, but you never know. What's that? It's it's the USA Network. I don't know. Do you have cable, Van? I have Comcast, so it's channel 835 on Comcast, but if you don't have Comcast, I don't know what number channel it is or if you even have it, but yeah, and Telemundo as well. Yeah, Telemundo will have the Spanish telecast. Thank you, Michael. Yep. Temporary pause in the action. No, it's not on ESPN. It's not on ESPN. All of the Olympics are on NBC Sports, so are on NBC channels. So USA Network is owned by NBC. Yes and no, Mike. I don't know how how it works elsewhere, but I mean it's not all that complicated in all honesty. Although with streaming coming into the picture nowadays, I guess it can get a bit confusing. But yeah. I mean it's not super complicated in all honesty. So the injured player for Mexico, I believe, is Hector Moreno. Yes, it is. So he's finally back to his feet. Got 3 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in the opening half. And so we'll see if Moreno is able to continue. Salcedo is there just in case. Yeah, I'm not sure Moreno will be able to carry on. Yes, Van. Yep. It is the Olympics for the women's national team. That's what we're talking about. Yep. Yeah, and it looks like that's going to be it. I can't confirm quite yet. But yeah, Salcedo is strapping those shin guards in, and I think he's set to enter for Mexico. With a few minutes left in the half. You have it? All right. Yeah. It's not, for sports fans, it's not a familiar channel because it's not used much. Occasionally, they show a Premier League game on the USA Network, but outside of that, and at some NHL playoff games, but outside of that, it's not used often. So Carlos Salcedo comes in. The Tigres player makes his 48th appearance for El Tri. Hector Moreno unable to carry on due to an injury. So an unfortunate ending to his night. Meanwhile, we're ready to resume play. Corner kick delivered, and the header just wide. Hoppy got on the end of it. Of course, Hoppy scored on a header against Jamaica in the quarterfinals. And that was not too far off at all. Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from, Mike. Being from the U.S. and having no connection to Mexico whatsoever, I despise Mexico. They're my most hated national team, in all honesty, being a huge U.S. supporter. So I've never liked Mexico, never will. You've never stayed up until 3 a.m.? Yeah. I don't usually stay up till 3 a.m. at all. But for these Olympics, well, I'm actually going to go to bed for a little and then wake up. But for these Olympics, my sleep schedule is, my body clock is all wacky. So I just take naps during the day. How am I quiet when my parents are sleeping? Yeah, well, first of all, my dad will be up for the game. That's for sure. As this ball's whipped in, the header won. But now the second ball forward, multiple headers. Eventually getting to it is Miles Robinson. The U.S. clear their box. But yeah, and I'm in my basement, and everyone who's sleeping are 2 floors above me, so there's no way I can wake them up. Here's a shot now on the second try, and it's just wide. It fell for Alvarez. Did it take a deflection? I believe it did. By the way, we're seeing 5 additional minutes in this first half, so Alvarez curling it wide. And yeah, there was a slight deflection off of Robinson. Corner kick on the way for Mexico. Should you invite your dad too? Well, if your dad doesn't want to get up for it, then no. I wouldn't bug him. And this is headed away, and the U.S. could be on the break. Driving forward with it was Acosta, but he was eased off the ball, and now back the other way, it's Corona. Sorry, it was actually Bello with the ball. Now it's back with Alvarez. On the right wing, Mexico hold it. Yeah, I agree, Michael. We are lucky to still be level heading towards halftime. Now it's Alvarez again. Ball clipped forward by Herrera. Rodriguez cutting to his left. And the pass back knocked away. It falls to the edge of the area. Funes Mori shot blocked. And ultimately, a whistle against Mexico. Free kick going out. So many opportunities for Mexico in this opening half. Yes, go USA, absolutely. Vidal Blanco, appreciate you tuning in. All right, Van, all right. Turner takes the free kick for the U.S. And Araujo foul. Used to love watching matches with your dad. Yeah, same here. Well, I still do. 48th minute of play. 12-5, the fouls in favor of the U.S. My dad does like to watch games in peace at the same time. So sometimes he likes watching it alone, which I'm fine with. I mean, but we also like watching games together. I like going to games with him. I go to Revolution games. I think I'm going to next Sunday's Revolution game against Philadelphia. So I'm looking forward to that. 90 seconds left in the half. Jonathan Dos Santos. Now on the near side, it's played ahead by Salcedo. Hector Herrera, direct ball forward. Mexico could have a chance on his left foot. It's heavily weighted. Funes Mori tracks it down. Now cut back for Jesus Gallardo. Gallardo to the back post. Bellows there. Zardes couldn't keep it. Now it's Edson Alvarez. Under a minute left in the opening 45. +5. Here's Salcedo whipped in from the left side. Out it comes to Matthew Hoppe. Collision there with Dos Santos. And now Zardes opening up. Here's Williamson playing through Arriola. Could be a chance here. Paul Arriola with the strike. But it flashes wide. Not the shot he was seeking. Just lacking that final composure. But the U.S. have shown in this first half that this Mexico defense can be exposed. And that might do it for the opening half. Yeah, he should have done better, absolutely. We just have a couple seconds left now in the first half at this point. If Arriola had his finishing touch, he could have 2 by now. And that will do it for the first half of play. So at the midway point in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the beautiful Allegiant Stadium, it's the United States 0, Mexico 0. Despite a dominant first half for Mexico, the U.S. came closest to scoring. Paul Arriola striking the post. We remain scoreless. What a second half we should have in store. The halftime show is next. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome into the halftime show. Neither the U.S. or Mexico have trailed in this entire tournament, and that remains true as it's 0-0 through 45 minutes. All right, sounds good, Van. Mike, Van lives in the U.S., but he's from Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he lives in the United States. And so going over those first half highlights in Vegas, 11 minutes in, Mexico would have a real good chance. Funes Mori, the header, and a diving save made by Matt Turner. Turner has been brilliant all tournament long, and same story tonight. Turner continuing to work his magic. Then in the 26th minute, a poor touch from Edson Alvarez leading to a turnover, and Paul Arriola with a golden opportunity, and he sent it off the post and wide. I still can't believe he didn't score that one. Simply a ball he has to put away. And then in the 31st minute, Mexico would have another chance. Turner once more with the stop, denying Funes Mori. 38th minute, Mexico would create more and more chances. This time, Funes Mori with a shot from the edge of the box. It was delivered with pace, but one of the more comfortable saves made by Matt Turner. Then in the 44th minute, Matthew Hoppe with the header sent just wide of the target. So close was Hoppe to scoring from that set piece. And so through 45 minutes, it's 0-0 between the United States and Mexico. Okay, you grew up in Ho Chi Minh City. Got it. Very good. Well, there's your answer to that, Mike. Looking at some first half stats, the total shots, 12 for Mexico. They also had the edge in shots on goal, 4-1. 6 corners for Mexico, 1 for the U.S. Fouls 13-6 U.S. and Mexico with about 2/3 of the possession, 66% to be precise. So Mexico were the better side in that first half, but at the same time, the U.S. had the best chance when the post was struck by Arriola. Coming up after the break, I'll talk about an all-star summer. Of course, the MLS All-Stars will face the Liga MX All-Stars later this month. I'm looking forward to that, and I'll preview that coming up after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back into the halftime show, everybody. Later this month, it will be MLS All-Star Week in Los Angeles. The Skills Challenge will be August 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then August 25th at 9 p.m., it's the All-Star Game. And also a reminder that the FIFA 2022 World Cup in Qatar begins November 21st of 2022. We're now just 477 days away. I know that seems like a lot, but hey, we're inching closer and closer to next fall's World Cup. And I just can't wait. And I'm sure you guys are excited as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We are getting set for the start of the second half shortly. Of course, the United States coming off of a 1-0 win against Qatar, who will be the host for that 2022 World Cup. And Qatar, we're certainly an exciting team to watch as guests at this Gold Cup. But the U.S. were able to end their run back on Thursday. And now the United States looking to upset Mexico in this final. After the break, it's back out to Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. Second half is coming up. It's 0-0 here in Vegas, Nevada. Welcome back, everybody. We are set for the start of the second half. Excuse me. Thank you, Nico, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it, man. Unfortunately, I have no control over my thumbnail. I haven't figured out how to set my thumbnail. I would make it my face if I had control over that. I use a website called StreamYard to do my broadcasts, so I can have a scoreboard up and so on and a ticker. So from that website, for that reason, I don't do my streams, as this is played into legit. I don't do my streams directly from YouTube Studio. So from that website, it doesn't give the option to set my thumbnail. So I have to figure out. I think surely there's a way to do it, but I haven't figured it out, unfortunately. But that's why I do have in the description that it is my play-by-play commentary of the game. Appreciate you tuning in, Nico. It is a sold-out crowd in Vegas, 65,000 in attendance. And here come Mexico down the right wing. It's the 7th Gold Cup Final meeting. Mexico has won 5 of the previous 6 meetings, and here's a chance at the back post. But whiffing on the shot was Hector Herrera. He got a piece, but it went wide. A U.S. chance at one end, and then quickly at the other end. Mexico with an opportunity. The cross delivered by Tecatito Corona. Well, certainly an exciting start to the second half. The goal kick will be taken by Matt Turner as he'll send it well downfield and out of danger. Getting ahead to it is Edson Alvarez. Now Kellen Acosta. Robinson to Leggett. Still no score. Early second half. And now Rodriguez battling for possession. And Bello wins the battle. Oh, no, he doesn't. Free kick awarded to Mexico. Which CONCACAF teams would I like to qualify for the World Cup? Well, that's a whole nother question than which teams do I think will qualify for the World Cup. I honestly, I don't like Canada as a U.S. fan, but I'd be happy for Canada to qualify for a World Cup because just to see their progression over the years, it's been cool to see, and they're a team to watch out for. They're on the rise. I mean, they gave Mexico a run for their money in the semifinal, so I'd be fine with seeing Canada qualify. As this ball is won back by Mexico, tapped across by Funes Mori and broken up at the last second. I believe Robinson got a touch for the U.S., and now it's out for a Mexico throw-in. I'm your favorite commentator. Well, thank you very much, Van. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, going back to your question, Mike. I don't know who I'd like to see go through in CONCACAF. I guess Jamaica, I'd be fine with seeing them. I don't have a huge issue with Honduras either. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, the U.S. are my favorite team, and I don't like anyone else, so it's tough to say who else I'd like to see qualify. No player, by the way, on this U.S. roster has scored versus Mexico. Fun fact, and that's given away in a bad area, but helping out was Reggie Cannon, and this will be a Mexico throw-in. Rodriguez to take it. Thank you, Justin, for tuning in. What is my friend's channel, Van? My friend's channel is Floodster Sports Zone. His name is Grant. I met him at sports broadcasting camp in Boston a few years back. Yeah, if you want to check him out. As this ball is crossed to the back post, settled. Here's the shot, just wide. What a chance for Mexico. Orbelin Pineda. Goal kick for the U.S. The Mexico fans can't believe it. Yes, Jonathan, that's a great shout. I completely forgot about El Salvador. Yes, that is a good one. Yeah. I'd be fine with seeing Canada, El Salvador, Jamaica. Those are 3 teams that I'd be fine with seeing them go to the World Cup. Yeah, El Salvador is a great shout, Jonathan. Absolutely. The chances created at the 2021 Gold Cup, 53 for the U.S., 83 for Mexico. Mexico with the most chances created in this tournament. Yeah, I'll spell it. I'll put it in the chat. I'll make sure I have it right. I'll put his channel in the chat. He doesn't do soccer. He's not a soccer fan, but he does. He's a big hockey fan, a really big NFL fan, and he likes baseball as well. And he does some occasional basketball. I'll just confirm that that's the right that I'm spelling it right. Here is Mexico on the attack, a heavy touch, and it sails over the end line. Goal kick for the U.S. as Gallardo is driving forward. You mean a CONCACAF All-Star team, Van? I mean, that would be interesting. All right, here's his channel. I'll put it in the chat. In fact, he was on the call for the Red Sox-Rays game earlier. Unfortunately, the Red Sox lost. There's his channel. Here's the cross sent in. It's just broken up. James Sands, or did he get a touch? I'm not sure. The near post run was made by Pineda. Dangerous ball to the near post by Rodriguez. Yeah, so Sands got a touch but sent it off of Pineda, it appeared. Or no, Sands didn't touch it. It went straight off the shin of Pineda and wide. Wow, chance after chance for Mexico. Yeah, El Salvador did lose twice against Qatar, but they were both close games. What's going on, Rohan? Welcome in, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I predicted 2-0 Mexico, sadly. But I hope I'm wrong. No, Rohan, Pulisic's not at this tournament. Most of the European-based U.S. players, Pulisic, McKennie, Reyna, Sargent, etc., Tim Weah, all of them aren't participating in this Gold Cup because the U.S. Soccer wanted to give them some rest before their club season, before World Cup qualifiers in the fall. But they will be back for World Cup qualifiers next month. And that is offsides against Mexico. Yeah, Mike. Just Cannon, Hoppy. Who's another European-based player that's on this roster? I feel like there's one other. But yeah, the two in the starting lineup that play in Europe are Cannon and Hoppy. This is held up by George Belo. Now it's back to Acosta. And he blasts one off of Herrera. Quick throw and taken by the United States. Yeah, Mike. Hoppy plays for Schalke, so he's another one. No Des either, Rohan. No, it's basically our B or C team. Yeah. It's a bit strange, but this is not close to our best team for the U.S. Yeah, Megan Rapinoe's good, although she hasn't been that great this tournament. What happened to the other goalkeeper from Mexico? Oh, Ochoa. He's playing with the Olympic team. Yeah, at the Olympics, it's U23 for men's soccer, but you're allowed 3 overage players. So Ochoa is one of the overage players playing for the Olympic team. Here's Sebastian Lletget, leaves it for Zardes. Zardes lays it off. Hoppy's shot is blocked. Now it comes back to Bello. Bello goes backwards to Miles Robinson. Now Sands ahead. Eric Williamson tripped up. No foul called. 55th minute of play. Now Corona brings it down. Corona's pass off the mark, and Sands is there. This ball clipped ahead. Hoppy couldn't cleanly control the first touch, and now Hoppy gets into it. He's not too pleased with Alvarez. Meanwhile, play continues. Here's Sebastian Lletget. Yeah, they have been playing pretty well this tournament with pretty much only MLS players. Yeah, I know. An MLS club will win CONCACAF Champions League soon. By the way, I will be on the call for the CONCACAF Champions League semifinals and final. I do plan to be on the call for those anyways, which those semifinals are in a week and a half, the first leg anyway. Philadelphia are the last MLS team standing. This ball clipped forward and broken up. The header won by Robinson, out for a Mexico throw-in. Quickly taken by Jonah Dos Santos. Oh, that's a great cut towards goal. Now slowed down by Corona. It will be a corner for Mexico. Yeah, I've been watching the Olympics, Rohan. Yep, I've been calling the U.S. Women's National Team games. I'll also be calling U.S. women and men's basketball this week, especially the gold medal games. Hopefully they're both in the gold medal games. Yeah, I watched a little bit of tennis, softball. I'm watching a bit of baseball. And then some sports that I don't watch often, like table tennis, water polo. Yeah, the Olympics have been fun to watch. Seen some track and field, some swimming. Beach volleyball, too. Yeah, Corona did score in the Algeria match. Yep. They last year they did play. Somehow I remember that game. Can I hook you up? You want to be in what, Van? That'll be a foul. 58th minute of play. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It's a great atmosphere at a sold-out crowd in Vegas. The United States have had 13 straight wins on home soil, outscoring their opponents 43-4 in that span. And here's a whistle against Zardes as Salcedo went down for El Tri. Oh, are you saying you want to be on the stream? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that, in all honesty, Van. It's a sold out crowd there too. Where is that, Rohan? What are you alluding to, a game? It will be a Mexico throw in here as some US substitutes get warmed up. US win it back. It's headed forward to Zardes. Now Lletget curls one into the box. Now it comes to Acosta. Now it's Arriola cutting inside. Arriola trying to feed it across. Zardes in the area, but it's cleared out by Mexico. Oh, in this YouTube stream. I see what you're saying. I got you. Well, I'm going to sleep right after this game, Van. So not tonight, but we'll see about the future. And this is played through. Zardes onside, but he's put it wide. Now the flag has gone up. It's another miss nonetheless for the United States. Oh, yeah, I can absolutely shout you out. I can absolutely shout you out, man. Zardes putting it wide. As I mentioned, he was offside anyways. But still, the U.S. need to be more clinical. Zardes has had 2 goals in this Gold Cup. Now this is Herrera who's fouled. Quick restart as we've surpassed the hour mark. Now it's Tecatito Corona. Corona trying to thread it through. It was just in front of Funes Mori. Goal kick USA. What's up, Bargov? What's going on, man? What happens if this goes to extra time? It wouldn't be golden goal, so they'd play the full 30 minutes of extra time. And if it was still tied after that, penalty kicks would decide the winner. What's happening, Bargov? Chances at both ends. This is, even though it's still 0-0, this has been an exciting game. Mexico have been the better team, but the U.S. have had some good chances as well. Matt Turner, he's been doing all tournament long, he's been standing on his head. Here's Chaco Rodriguez, and that will be a foul. Corona following through on George Bello. Oh, and that's a poor giveaway. James Sands turns it over. This is on the far side. Edson Alvarez opens it up. That pass broken up by Reggie Cannon. No. The name of a player is Corona. Yeah, thank you, Mike. Thanks for clarifying that. Yep, Jesus Corona is a player on Mexico. Oh, and that's turned over. The pass given away by Mexico. And now it's played diagonally for Arriola, but Talavera at the edge of his penalty box is there to claim. Now Corona into Rodriguez. Rodriguez lost it. Leggett trying to open it up for Arriola. Now it falls to Acosta. Acosta couldn't seek out Zardes. You can tell some frustration starting to kick in for the U.S. Just some poor link-up play. They haven't been able to combine efficiently. Yeah, I wouldn't say this game is particularly boring. Even though there's been no goals, it's been pretty entertaining overall. It hasn't been the best quality. I would agree with you there. And now here's Paul Arriola. Arriola, deflected pass. Zardes played it behind Hoppy. And now Herrera, the lead pass for Funes Mori. Great tracking back. Helping out is Kellen Acosta. Mexico keep possession. Down the right wing, it's Tecatito Corona. Right into Leggett, and on the turn, it's Arriola, breaking free into space. Zardes now, pushed from behind, free kick to the U.S. And here come the subs for the U.S. Greg Berhalter will make 3 substitutions here. All at once. Arriola, meanwhile, down for the U.S. also. And so we'll see a number of changes from Greg Berhalter here, and we'll see if any of these substitutes can make an impact. Yeah, that was a late challenge from Rodriguez on Arriola, who's still down, requiring medical attention. Reggie Cannon will make way for Shaq Moore. Christian Roldan also entering for the United States, as is Sam Vines. Shaq Moore scored 20 seconds into the game against Canada. That was his first international goal. Well, hats off to George Bello. Just 19 years of age, started the final tonight. He'll make way for Sam Vines. And I thought Bello was pretty solid. Vines coming on, scored against Haiti in the opener. That was his first international goal. And I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if Roldan comes on for Arriola. 65 minutes in the books from Vegas. Yeah, Roldan is waiting. I think Berhalter is waiting to see if Ariel is able to continue, and I think he will because it's legit coming off for Christian Roldan. So those are the 3 substitutions made. Christian Roldan, a 2-time MLS Cup champion with the Seattle Sounders in both 2016 and 2019. An integral part of those cup-winning teams with Seattle as well over the years. And now with an opportunity to shine off the bench for the U.S. in a Gold Cup Final. And there's a foul against Eric Williamson, who came in with the studs. When does the soccer start for the women? Do you mean their game tomorrow? It's at 4 a.m. Eastern time, so 3 a.m. your time. All right, it's a free kick to the U.S., so it was actually a foul against Mexico there. The crowd anxiously watches on. Down the right wing, here come the United States. Whipped into the back post by Arriola. And it was just beyond the reach of Matthew Hoppe, who made the back post run. It will be a goal kick. Yeah, Mike, I do plan to do play-by-play commentary of some Barcelona games. Yes. I might even do their opener against Sociedad 2 weeks from today. I may be doing that. Yep. So I'll be doing a few Barcelona games. I'll be doing a few La Liga games, Barca, Real, Atleti games. Not a ton, but I'll be doing a few, especially El Clasico. I'll be doing both El Clasicos as long as I'm home on those days around. Best clubs in MLS right now, Rohan? Well, the best club in the league right now is my team, the New England Revolution. Orlando City are pretty good as well. Out west, the Seattle Sounders and Sporting Kansas City are good. So those are the top teams. Yeah. The shots here, 15-5, Mexico. Hoppe, the early ball forward. Zardes won't get there as Alvarez sweeps in. The foul's 20-9 U.S. And that's off of Pineda. Nicely done by Shaq Moore. What other services do I use besides YouTube for my game calls? Good question, Michael. Yeah, I also use Twitch and Periscope. Yeah, so those are the other platforms I use. Luckily on StreamYard, it allows me to stream on up to 3 platforms. And that's turned over by Mexico. Hoppe with the shot, and it's headed away. What a chance again for the U.S. Getting ahead to it was Araujo. It will be a corner kick. Mexico have had a couple of turnovers right in front of their own goal. You can't watch my stream because you'll watch the match live. Well, you can always mute your TV and watch my and listen to my commentary. No, but no worries if you don't tune in. I completely understand, Mike. And this is crossed in, snatched out of the air by Talavera. No, MLS is not small at all, Van. There are, 28 teams in the league now? 27 or 28. I'm losing track. And the league keeps on expanding. So, yeah, Bruce Arena is the ex-Galaxy coach. Ex-U.S. men's national team coach as well. Unfortunately, his tenure with the U.S. men's national team, second time around, did not go well at all. But yeah, he's a great coach, and he's having a lot of success with the Revolution. Well, you can always do that too, Van. 20 minutes to play. In Vegas, still scoreless between the United States and Mexico. Here is Alfredo Talavera. Araujo back for Talavera. The United States have scored 4 goals in the 70th minute or later in this Gold Cup. Now Robinson comes forward with it. This is sprayed out wide. Arriola whips one in. It falls to Hoppy. Hoppy on his left. Hoppy over the bar. It took a deflection. Corner kick for the U.S. Wow. The United States are starting to get more and more chances. Arriola with another good cross, and Hoppy has been lethal. It's only a matter of time before he scores. Sliding in with the block was Edson Alvarez. Can I tell you the best Prem matches? Well, same as usual, Rohan. You know, as before the corner's taken, I should say, the whistle is blown. The referee just talks things over with the players on both sides. Now Acosta delivers the in-swinger. The clearing header. Popped in the air by Shaq Moore. Vines with the header out wide. And that is a high boot. Surely a yellow card, and it is. Hector Herrera with a dangerous play. His cleat came up to the head of Eric Williamson, and it's a free kick for the U.S. Yes, Van. Yep. It seems like every year MLS have more and more expansion teams. Yeah, Inter Miami are very bad. They've been awful. I can't believe how bad they've been. Well, I appreciate that, Michael. I appreciate it, man. So a yellow card shown to Herrera. Surprisingly, that was the first booking of the match, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Twitch and Periscope, Michael. If you really want me to, I could put those account names in the chat. What's going on, Ben? Welcome in, man. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. It's all about Millwall. There you go. Yes. Ben the GOAT, indeed. Yeah, great to have you here, Ben, as Acosta will deliver the free kick. Here's the falls on the back post. Arriola denied. Oh my goodness. How has that not gone in? Talavera makes the save at the goal line. And Arriola is now down inside the goal. Talavera clutching his shoulder as well. Well, this was absolute mayhem in the penalty box. A good delivery. Zarda's got a touch, and then Arriola denied from point-blank range. Talavera, just talk about putting your body on the line. That's what he did there. How has Arriola not scored tonight? Unbelievable. I know, Quinn. The U.S. just can't score. This is unbelievable. By the way, thanks, Quinn, for stopping in. I appreciate it, man. Unfortunately, the Red Sox lost a tough one earlier tonight. But we'll see if the U.S. can get the win. Nothing better than the U.S. beating Mexico in a final, nonetheless. Oh, very good. Diverse Merce. Yep, Austin FC. I mean, you guys are, an expansion team, so you guys are expected to struggle first year in the league. That's understandable. But Talavera seems to be all right for Mexico. It's his 38th cap. He plays for Pumas in Liga MX. Which team's better today? Well, Mexico were dominant in the first half. The second half, it's been a bit of a different story as this ball's bouncing around, but a whistle goes against the U.S. It appeared as though Hoppy may have handled the ball. A quarter of an hour remaining, and we're still awaiting the first goal. What a game it's been, and it's really a miracle that we haven't had a goal yet. Mexico will now make 2 changes. It's Gutierrez and Rodolfo Pizarro set to come into the match for Mexico. Jonathan Dos Santos and Orbelin Pineda coming off. Rodolfo Pizarro, speaking of Inter Miami, supposed to be one of the star players for them. He, like everyone else on that team, have been very disappointing in MLS for Inter Miami. Dos Santos, meanwhile, coming off for Gutierrez. And that was kept in play. And now Rodriguez still battling off Hoppy, crossed into the mix. Funes Mori finding the ball, and the shot goes wide. It took a deflection. Corner kick for Mexico. This is up and down action. And there's been some sequences of absolute chaos in both boxes. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm fearing, Mike. I mean, the U.S. will, if they don't get the win, they'll be thinking about those missed chances. This ball headed into the air. Alvarez got a touch, or rather Araujo did, and now Arriola breaks free the other way for the U.S. Played ahead of Shaq Moore, and he goes smashing into the advertising board. Throw in for the United States. Well, thank you, Quinn. I appreciate it. I always, you were there from the beginning, so I'll never forget that. And I definitely appreciate it, Quinn. As oh, is that right, Michael? Your sister lives in Newton. Yep, just west of Boston. I know exactly where Newton is. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes from where I live. She graduated from Tufts. It's awesome. Yep, Tufts is a good school. Pretty hard school to get into. Yep. This is cut inside by Corona. And was it a clean takeaway? No, it wasn't. Foul against Williamson. 78th minute, and it really is crunch time now. Yep, it is still 0-0, Juan. It is. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a nerve-wracking finish. Look at the foul count, 21-11 U.S. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. With it now is Edson Alvarez. Gutierrez clips one ahead. Robinson settles, and now the United States looking to create at the other end. This is Matthew Hoppy. Hoppy on his right, cutting inside. Hoppy going down, no foul called. And now it's Hector Herrera with it. Is that a foul? Yes, it is. Mexico on a quick restart, but the referee will not let that happen as Hoppy's down behind the play for the U.S. What do I think the U.S. need to do? They got to finish. They have to finish their chances. I mean, some of their misses, it's just they need to put away their chances. They've had some great looks. Yeah, I'll be doing some Premier League and La Liga matches. Absolutely, Rohan. Yeah, I'll be doing some. I'll see which ones I'm able to do. I will be focusing more on the MLB and MLS playoffs heading into the fall and the NFL. But yeah, I'll be doing some of the big Premier League and La Liga games. I'll certainly do. No doubt about it. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm sure you're torn as a Mexican American person. I'm sure that's tough to decide who to root for. Thank you, Daniel, for tuning in. And that cross is blocked by the U.S. 10 minutes left. Here's Pizarro. Pizarro, another delivery. Sands is there for the U.S. Now it's out to midfield. Well, that's very true, Quinn, but it's as simple as that. I've got nothing else to say. The United States, considering this is literally their C team against Mexico's A team, have put in a pretty decent performance. And if they can just finish off their chances, they'll win this game. Yes, I do American football one. Yep, I'm a big Patriots fan. Yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I've been soccer heavy this summer just because I'm a huge fan of international soccer tournaments, and it's been a great summer of soccer tournaments with the Euros, Copa America, Gold Cup, and even the Olympics. A reminder that if this game is tied after regulation, we'll have two 15-minute extra time periods, and an extra sub would be available for both teams. And if still tied after the extra 30 minutes, penalty kicks would decide the winner of the Gold Cup. Oh, that's taken away by Mexico. Alvarez ahead. Corona forward to Funes Mori. His shot is cut out. Who do I think will advance the World Cup from CONCACAF? I think U.S., Mexico, Canada, and Honduras. Those are my picks. I did, Quinn. I did. I stuck through. Hopefully this season's better. Here is Corona. Lays it forward to Herrera. Cross to the penalty spot. It falls to Rodriguez. That shot is blocked. Back it comes to Rodriguez. Tense moments here in the final minutes of regulation. On the near side, it's with Jesus Corona. 82nd minute. The crowd, if it wasn't already alive, certainly is now. As it's now Araujo back for Talavera. One of the biggest rivalries in international football on display tonight. I think it's the second biggest, only behind Brazil-Argentina. Yeah, I really was, Michael. I was so lost without sports last spring when COVID hit. That was rough for sure. That was rough, yes. Well, yes, thank you, Quinn. Yeah, that was tough doing the Patriots games at the tail end of that season, especially those last couple of weeks when they were already eliminated from playoff contention. But hey, I'm a diehard fan, and I will be for my whole life, no matter how bad or how good they are. So, got to stay with them through the dark times. Here is rolled on, couldn't return it cleanly, and it will be a Mexico goal kick. That is true, Quinn. Yeah, yep, that is very true. I was just going to say that. Michael, when the pandemic hit and there were no actual sports going on, I was calling Madden and 2K games on a website called Sportscaster, where I used to call games. Yeah, I was certainly supporting LAFC, Mike, in that CONCACAF Champions League final. I was very much supporting LAFC because I'm all for an MLS team winning the CONCACAF Champions League. I don't know why. I didn't get the sense that a lot of MLS fans were against them. I mean, I'll take your word for it. That is strange. I don't get that at all. Like, even though I don't like the Philadelphia Union, they're the last team left in CONCACAF Champions League. So I'll be rooting for them in that tournament because they're the last team left from MLS. And I want to see MLS teams do well in the tournament because it's good for the league as a whole. This is blasted clear. Settled now in Mexico's half by Nestor Araujo. What do I think of the Bears' chances? They may sneak into the playoffs. I'm not too high on the Bears, in all honesty, Juan. But hey, they could, like last year, get that 7 spot. Now that 7 teams make the playoffs, they could sneak in. 3 games above 500, perhaps. Why aren't the Rebs in it, Quinn? Good question. Yeah, so it's a bit confusing, Quinn, but there's 5 teams from, or rather, there's 4 teams from the U.S., 5 from MLS that make CONCACAF Champions League. So you have the Community Shield winner that qualifies, and it's from the previous season. So it's this year's CONCACAF Champions League is from based on performance in the 2020 season. So it's the Community Shield winner, which is the team with the most points in MLS at the end of the regular season. It's obviously the MLS Cup winner. They qualify for CONCACAF Champions League. It's the U.S. Open Cup winner. It is, what's the other? Oh, the other spot was last year's MLS's back tournament winner, but it's not usually like that. I forget what that 4th spot usually is. And then it's the Canadian Cup winner, which is usually Toronto FC or any of the 3 MLS teams. So that's how the qualification works, Quinn. As Ariola's down again, and he will come off for Joe Aquini. But yeah, Quinn, if the Revs finish top of the league like they are right now with the most points in the league at the end of the regular season, or win MLS Cup, they'll be in CONCACAF Champions League next year, which will be awesome. So Ariola off for Joe Aquini, and Gianluca Buzio is also coming on for the United States. Nicolas Gioacchini scored against Martinique back in the group stage. See what he can do off the bench. He was, of course, the facilitator on Zardez's game-winning goal against Qatar in the semifinals. And Williamson is the one who's made way for Buzio. So all 5 substitutions in regulation have been utilized by Greg Berhalter. If tied after 90 minutes, 2 15-minute extra time periods would be required. And if still tied after that, penalty kicks would decide the winner. Yeah, that's where it gets complicated, Quinn. I don't really have an answer. There's a whole system that they use if there's a team that... Yeah, I think it might go to the runner-up if there's a team that wins both the... did I say Community Shield? I meant to say Supporter Shield. That's what it's called for the best team in the regular season. If they win Supporter Shield and MLS Cup. Yeah, it's a bit complicated. And here come Mexico here in the 88th minute. Squared across just ahead of Funes Mori. And there's the clearance by the United States. Rodolfo Pizarro trying to set up Funes Mori. Yeah, Michael. I don't know if it's like a permanent thing, but yeah, it's ever since the pandemic hit, pretty much every league has been using 5 substitutes. I know in Champions League, I'm pretty positive they're sticking with 5 substitutes. In MLS, they have 5 substitutes. In Liga MX, in the European leagues, most of them, I think they're sticking with 5. So yeah, I think it's I don't know how long it'll stay that way, but yeah. Here's Talavera out with the header. Yeah, sorry I don't know the answer to that, Quinn. My apologies on that. This is a good game. Yes, it is. Down the right wing, here is Jesus Corona. Step over move. Corona to the end line. Clips one to the back post. Getting ahead to it was Shaq Moore. Now on the far side, it's settled by Hector Herrera. Herrera defended by Roldan. Under a minute until stoppage time. And now a whistle comes as play is halted. Let's see what happened here. Oh, a handball was called. Or was it? No, it wasn't. Mexico wanted a handball, but no, his arm was tucked in. You hope Philadelphia win in CONCACAF Champions League? Yeah, I do as well. Yeah, the Club World Cup this past year was the last version with that system. You are correct. And going back to your comment, Quinn, that's why like people who never watch soccer and say, "Oh, it's boring," 0-0 games are so boring. they don't actually take the time to actually watch a game. Yeah, there are some very boring 0-0 games, but like this game 0-0, but it's been a great game. That's what people don't understand. Like, yes, it's a low scoring sport over in general, but if you take the time to watch games, especially like big rivalry games like this, you fall in love with the sport. And there can even be some great low scoring games. Here's Gianluca Busio who picks it up. Busio ahead for Christian Roldan. By the way, 3 minutes are being added on. Roldan to Erickson, or rather Eric Williamson, laid back and sent over the bar. Busio just couldn't quite settle it. Man, oh man. Both teams have had some glorious opportunities. Yeah, those Mexico uniforms, I have to admit, are kind of nice. Although it's kind of weird how they're black and pink, because those aren't, Mexico colors, but they are pretty sweet, I will say. About 2 minutes left in regulation. Pizarro linking up with Funes Mori. And it's broken up there as the United States will start it back up. Busio out wide. Vines chips it ahead. And now it's popped into the air by Araujo. Yes, Quinn, a majority of the American players are in MLS. Yeah, yes. So that's why I say it's like our C team. No offense to MLS, but all of our best players that play in Europe aren't in this tournament because U.S. Soccer wanted to give them rest before their club season start up right now and rest them up for World Cup qualifiers starting in September as well. So all of our best players that play in Europe will be back for World Cup qualifiers, of course. Seconds left, about 45 seconds remaining before we would head to extra time. Okay, there you go, Michael. Yep, I knew it was introduced due to COVID, but yeah, so they're staying with it until December of 2022. There's the answer. Thank you, Michael. Oh, and here come Mexico. Is there one last chance before the end of regulation? Rodolfo Pizarro sends it back to Herrera. Herrera holds. James Sands got a touch in there, and now it's all the way back to the midfield with Salcedo. Do Mexico have enough time for one more chance? No, they don't. There's the whistle. And we are heading to extra time. 90 minutes, not enough. And just like the Nations League final, the Gold Cup final between these two rivals will require an extra 30 minutes. 0-0 in the Gold Cup final. The suspense has been epic. And 30 more minutes are on the way here in the Gold Cup final. This does mean less sleep, Michael. Absolutely. Yeah, LAFC Tigres was a very close game. Heartbreaking loss for LAFC. I was on the call for that game, actually. Well, true, Quinn. True. Where did I get the team scarves? My dad got them from a bit of everywhere. He's been to a bunch of countries in Europe, so he got a lot of those scarves in Europe. And there's a store here in Massachusetts called We Got Soccer, and they have everything soccer. And my dad's friend is actually the owner, so he gets us some free stuff, which is nice. I'll be back after a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Extra time is next from a packed Allegiant Stadium. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. What a suspenseful game this has been. We Got Soccer is the name of it, Quinn. They do have soccer, believe it or not. Who do I think is going to win? I have no idea, honestly, at this point. Yeah, exactly, Quinn. The U.S. just can't capitalize. It's been so frustrating because they've had so many great chances, and the U.S., of course, huge underdogs in this game. Considering it's their C team going up against not quite an A team of Mexico, but close to it, I'd say. And so we'll see how the second half plays out. And as Michael mentioned, for all of us getting up at 4 a.m. for the U.S. women's national team's Olympic semifinal, this means less sleep. But, hey, maybe we'll just become nocturnal at this point and stay up throughout the night. Maybe I can get in a couple hours before that game, but yeah, we'll see how deep into the night this game will go. Will the winner be decided in extra time, or will it go to penalties? I don't know, as the coin toss will take place at midfield between the two captains, Matt Turner and Hector Herrera. Paul Arriola started the game as captain, but he's, of course, come out, and he has handed the captain's armband over to Turner. So here we go into extra time. The Olympic semifinals, Mac McDonald, for women's soccer. The U.S. play Canada at 4 a.m. That's 5 p.m. in Japan. Yep. So I'll be also on the call for that one. So... But hey, I'm experienced with it at this point. Yep, hashtag Team No Sleep. Absolutely, Kathleen. All right, here we go. The first period of extra time about to get started. Mexico kicking off. Funes Mori to do so. An extra 30 minutes required to decide the winner of the 2021 Gold Cup. Thank you, Paul, for tuning in. I like that prediction. Hopefully the USA can pull it out, although I'd prefer them to pull it out here in extra time. But if it came down to penalties and the U.S. got it done, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Quinn, because the other semifinal is Australia against Sweden, and that game is at 7 a.m., which is 8 p.m. in Japan. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Quinn. Why didn't they put U.S.-Canada at 7 a.m. and the Australia-Sweden game at 4 a.m.? Because, Sweden is 6 hours ahead of us. And here's Hoppy with an immediate chance. A shot deflects wide, corner kick for the U.S. And then Australia is about the same time as Japan. So I don't know who did that scheduling. But, yeah, I 100% agree with you there. They could have easily put U.S.-Canada at 7 instead of 4, but so here comes the corner kick for the U.S. Costa driving one towards the near post, and it's headed out. Another corner kick coming, but the U.S. trying to get a goal right away to start extra time. And the same thing again, but this time it's into the side netting. A very disappointing corner kick delivered by Kellen Acosta. By the way, to start extra time, Jesus Corona came off, and he was replaced by Osvaldo Rodriguez. And that will be a foul against the U.S. 92nd minute. You're definitely waking up at 10 a.m. for Crystal Palace games. There you go, Quinn. I'll give you credit for being for picking Crystal Palace as your team, because They're like kind of the definition of mediocre. But hey, maybe they can pull off a surprise and compete for a Europa League spot. You never know. But yeah, 10 a.m. is at least reasonable. Here's Turner with it. Now a long ball played by James Sands. Here's Matthew Hoppe. Hoppe lost his footing, still fighting for possession. U.S. have it once again. Shaq Moore up the line. That was intercepted by Osvaldo Rodriguez. Great combination through the middle. Chipped over the top. Funes Mori's in. Going for the chip. He sent it over. Offside is the call anyways. The flag was raised. Funes Mori with a chance. But it stays 0-0. Yeah, just barely offside indeed. Looking at the replay. You've been an Arsenal fan since 2016? All right, Michael. Well, you've done plenty of suffering yourself then. Yeah, there you go, Quinn. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people who have got into soccer because of FIFA, because of the video game, and that's how they ended up choosing their team. Yeah, I don't really know how I became. Well, I became a Chelsea fan because I really liked. When I was young, I really liked that team with, John Terry. I loved Didier Drogba. Drogba I loved at a young age. So that's how I kind of fell in love with Chelsea. Yeah, definitely, Kathleen, definitely. Here it's played down the line. Jesus Gallardo gets there. Gallardo cutting it at the end line. Keeps it in play. Here's Funes Mori trying to curl that one to the far corner, but an easy save for Matt Turner. So we're just about 5 minutes into extra time. The shots are 19-10 Mexico. Do you mean it's the only time you're not allowed to jump on a bandwagon, Quinn? Because for international, you basically have to root for the country you're from. I mean, like, I'm a United States fan. My dad's from Portugal, so I also root for Portugal, but like it's the US and Portugal for me. The US first and foremost, since that's where I was born. Here's a shot. Lunging out was Joaquini, but the save made by Talavera. Wow, this game is just completely wide open. You can tell both teams are going for the goal. Neither team wants to settle for penalty kicks. Here's Funes Mori, edge of the box. Now it's Edson Alvarez. Now Herrera cutting back to the other side. Settled and now crossed by Osvaldo Rodriguez. Blocked by Joaquini. Oh, you're saying for like the Premier League and Bundesliga. I see. Okay, you weren't saying for international. You were saying for club soccer, for leagues that are international. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Got you. Exactly. Yeah. This is an outswinging ball. Yeah, like in MLS, I couldn't root for any team other than the Revolution because, I'm from New England. They're my team. But yeah, when it comes to European leagues, you kind of have to pick your team, as this is cleared away by Zardes. And he is wincing a bit. Thank you, Try and Go, for tuning in from Brussels, Belgium. Appreciate it. Yep, Brussels is the capital of Belgium. I know that for a fact. Oh, that's a good reason to become a fan of that team, Michael. There you go. Got it, Mike. Zardes appears to be all right. 97 minutes played. We're in the first period of extra time. No golden goal. Edson Alvarez forward and now cut to a dangerous area. Cleared only as far as I believe Alvarez, and then Pizarro delivered the cross. All the way through it comes, and it's out for a U.S. throw-in. Yeah, definitely, Quinn. Yeah. When it comes to European teams, I'm not like a die-hard, Chelsea and Real Madrid fan. I like those teams. Like, those are the teams I root for in, those respective leagues. But, like, I'm not going to go around bragging about it. Like, it's different for, like, Boston sports because I'm from here, and, like, the U.S. men's national team because I'm from the U.S. But, yeah, as Pizarro drives forward, now it's laid ahead, and the cross cut out, but it's kept alive by Pizarro. Pizarro once more swings one in. Buzio the header. Now a shot from distance, flashing wide from Carlos Salcedo. Goal kick for the U.S. They make good chocolate out there. Yeah, I've got to try some. The United States in their 12th Gold Cup final. They've won it 6 times. Their last title coming in 2017. Well, fair point, Quinn. Mexico in their 10th Gold Cup final. Meanwhile, 8 titles. And the defending champs beating the U.S. 1-0 in the 2019 final. I don't know, Rohan. I don't know what that is. I don't play video games, so I'm not familiar with whatever PES is, as that is cleared away. I think that has to do with video games. I could be wrong. You're an Everton and Belgium fan. Okay. 100th minute now. And that's a foul against Christian Roldan. Free kick for Mexico. Yeah, I'm listening to you, Van. Sorry, I can't respond to all your comments because I have to focus on the game. I definitely appreciate the interaction, but I can't get to every single comment, or else I'll be sidetracked when a big play happens. So, well, it's very good, Quinn. Hope you're enjoying it. It's Mexico U.S. is always must watch. It's always must watch, and flag is raised on the far side, offside against Jesus Gallardo down the left wing. Yep, that was a obvious decision for the assistant referee. You can tell there's an anxious feeling among the crowd, a very pro-Mexican crowd in Vegas at the home of the Las Vegas Raiders. Beautiful stadium there, Allegiant Stadium. This game sold out in 90 minutes back in June. And of course, none of the fans who purchased those tickets knew for sure that it would be U.S.-Mexico in the final. So they were taking a gamble, but that just shows you the demand for this Gold Cup final. 90 minutes is what it took for all 65,000 tickets to be sold. Yes, I do, Mac McDonald. Yeah, I'm going to be a senior in high school. So, yeah, I commentate my school's games, just about every sport at my school. I commentate on their games year-round. So now is my break during the summer. That's why I've been able to do a good amount of, Euro, Copa America, Gold Cup games, etc. But yeah, I do commentate on my high school's games for a local TV channel, which is a fun time, and then I'll be heading off to college next year. So yeah, yeah. U.S. Belgium had that epic game in the World Cup back in 2014. Yeah, that's true, Quinn. That's true. Although I'm sure a lot of the people who purchased tickets were Mexico and U.S. fans, since this was the expected final. There's a challenge in there. Zarda's fouled. Free kick given. Yep. Yeah, this is what I want to do, Max. So, yep. Um, I'll definitely let you guys know when I commit what college I end up committing to. But yeah, I've been visiting plenty of colleges throughout the summer. I've visited 6 now this summer. Still have a couple that I'm visiting later this summer. So yeah, I want to pursue a sports broadcasting career. So yeah, I'll be majoring in sports media, broadcast journalism. The majors, it varies between schools for what I want to do. But yep, sports broadcasting is what I want to do. Yeah, that is true, Rohan. That is true. You have to go back to school in 2 weeks. That stinks. Yeah, fortunately, I still have a whole nother month of summer vacation. Yeah, I still have. I don't start school until August 31st. What is my number one school? Based on my visits so far, I'd say Syracuse. I really like Syracuse. Here's Matthew Hoppe. Hoppe with a shot. That is sailing over the bar. Goal kick for Mexico. Thought it may have taken a deflection, but nope. That was straight through. We were a minute away from stoppage time in the first period of extra time. Yeah, he probably could have passed it there, Hoppe. The header by Osvaldo Rodriguez. Rodriguez into Gutierrez. Now Edson Alvarez. Some space opening up through the middle. And that's too far for Chaka Rodriguez. Out for a U.S. throw-in. No, I haven't visited UNL. I've only visited colleges here in the Northeast. So a lot of Massachusetts, New York schools for the most part. What sports do I watch other than football? I watch American football, ice hockey, baseball, basketball, and even tennis. Yeah. And there we go. No stoppage time. So it's halftime of extra time. 15 minutes in the books in extra time. 15 more to go. It's the United States 0, Mexico 0, as this game has gone under the lights. The sun is set in Vegas. It is an indoor arena, but what a stadium that is, Allegiant Stadium. I don't watch too much boxing, in all honesty. No, I'm not the biggest boxing fan. Well, you say Lincoln's too cold, but up here in Massachusetts and even New York, it's pretty darn cold. We get some snowstorms where there's 2 feet of snow. It's ridiculous. So I can definitely manage the cold. Who's my favorite sportscaster or announcer? Man, that's tough. Well, if I had to say, I'll do sport by sport. Soccer, I'd say I love John Strong, who's doing this game, actually. I love John Strong. When it comes to, let me think. Baseball, I love Dave O'Brien, who's the Red Sox announcer. He's great. I also really like Don Orsillo, who used to be the voice of the Red Sox. For basketball, probably Kevin Harlan. I really like Kevin Harlan. Let me think. Ice hockey. Well, it was Doc Emrick. Hockey, there's a number of good ones. I think Brendan Burke is pretty underrated, honestly, as a national broadcast. Jack Edwards, of course, is great. Brendan Burke's pretty good. Kenny Albert is decent. He did the Stanley Cup Final this past year. As Mexico are set to make some more substitutions. No, I'm not really into WWE. No. My favorite American football announcer. Ooh. That's tough to say. Probably Jim Nantz. Yeah. John Strong is the guy doing this game, Quinn. He's basically the voice of American soccer. He does a ton of U.S. men's national team games. He does a lot of MLS. There's a lot of soccer announcers I like from Europe, too. I love John Champion, Derek Ray, Ian Dark, but I relate more to the American commentators just because I commentate more to American commentators' style when it comes to soccer. So I kind of relate more to John Strong in the way he commentates games. By the way, Salcedo has come off for Sepulveda. Here's a turn from Hoppy as we are underway in the second period of extra time. That will be a foul against the U.S. Shaq Moore guilty here. Yes, vamos USA. Absolutely Ventura Freddy's. 106th minute. In what's been a very suspenseful game, and we're still awaiting the first goal. Hello, Astro, over on Twitch. Thanks for stopping in. This is the 7th Gold Cup Final between the two teams. Mexico have won 5 of the previous 6 meetings in the Gold Cup Final. The U.S. won back in 2007. Gianluca Busio goes down. Free kick awarded. Commentating the British accent. As long as you guys promise to not make fun of me. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it. I can do it, but fine, I'll do it for a little bit. No, I feel like you guys are going to make fun of me. Nah, I'm not going to do it. This is play to the edge of the box. Zardes has it. Zardes on his left. Zardes the shot. Save made. It was spilled for a moment. But Talavera quickly pulls that ball in. Left-footed strike from Zardes. Powerful one. Talavera able to make the stop. You really want me to do it? All right, as long as you guys don't make fun of me. It's over to the far side. Here come Mexico down the left wing. It's laid off. Now here comes the cross. It's cut back. And it's knocked out of play by Christian Roldan. Corner kick coming up for El Tri. That was horrible, I'll admit. I can talk in a decent British accent, but when I'm commentating, my voice kind of reverts back to an American accent. But that was brilliant. I don't know. Well, I appreciate it. All right, back to what I'm comfortable with. Here's Herrera, the corner kick. Zardes gets ahead to it. And it will be a foul against Mexico. Well, I'm glad you guys thought it was brilliant. How about a Portuguese accent? That's tough to do. It's tough to do a Portuguese accent in English. Although I kind of can. I can't commentate in a Portuguese accent. I can talk in a Portuguese accent, kind of. It's tough to do it on the fly, I will say. Thanks, Ashley, for tuning in. Much appreciated. Free kick awarded to the U.S. I play soccer. Yes and no. I used to play club soccer and high school soccer. Unfortunately, I had some issues with my feet, and so I kind of had to give up playing full time. I still play for fun, um, but I still play for fun, but I don't play club anymore, unfortunately. Here's the cross in. Talavera got a touch, and it will be a free kick going out. Let's meet my dad. Maybe one time. Maybe one time. I mean, if you. No, I won't do that. But you can find him on Google. He coached college soccer. This is back now with Alfredo Talavera. Yeah, Quinn, I was born with club feet. So essentially, when I was born, my feet were backwards. Um, so yeah, so I was in casts and I was in a wheelchair much of my childhood as my feet got fixed. Um, and fortunately, I was not. They didn't know when I was young if I was even going to be able to walk. Never mind play sports. Fortunately, I was able to play sports, but I had surgery a few years back where I got a tendon moved, and that was a big setback. So, and I kept having recurring issues with my feet. As Matt Turner sends this one upfield. If this is tied after extra time, the match will be decided by penalty kicks. And that will be offside against Mexico. Alan Pulido in an offside position. Pulido, one of the few players on Mexico that play in MLS. Or that have played in MLS, I should say. What's his name? All right, I'll say it's Luis Reis. Luis. The U.S. bring it forward. Here is Giassi Zardes. 112th minute. And this will go out on the far side for a U.S. throw-in. Shaq Moore to take it. This is Sam Vines. Pressure there on Acosta, and it's won back by Mexico. Pizarro went down, free kick awarded, and a yellow card will be shown. Nicholas Gioacchini is booked for the U.S. And this is a free kick in a promising position for Mexico. Standing over it is Hector Herrera. 113th minute of play, and we're still awaiting the opening goal. Herrera, driven ball, headed down to the back post. Now it's in the air. The U.S. trying to clear. Gioacchini got ahead to it. And now a foul called. It goes against Jesus Gallardo. And a yellow card will come out for him. All of a sudden, things starting to get more and more chippy in the final stages of extra time. Oh gosh, why, Quinn? No, don't do that for your profile picture, please. Change it back. Change it back. Come on. So Gallardo is booked. Free kick taken by Turner. I hope it ends up being 1-0 USA. I'm not sure though. I think we may be heading towards penalty kicks. Now on the second ball, Shaq Moore finds Zardes. Here is Hoppy. Now it's Buzio. Buzio turns, now goes wide on the left flank. It's Sam Vines. Buzio again. This is clipped it forward by Robinson, and it'll end up at the feet of Talavera. Just over 5 minutes now remaining in extra time. Penalty kicks on the horizon if the score remains 0-0. Yeah, Mike, that's why I want this game I want the U.S. to win it here before extra time ends, because PKs will just make me a nervous wreck. This goes wide with Luis Rodriguez. Now Nestor Araujo. Here's Talavera. Pressure here on Edson Alvarez. Acosta was sneaking up. Now it's a long ball forward. Bouncing ball. Headed by Sands. And now Shaq Moore blasted forward. Leaping header by Roldan. Back into the middle. It's brought down by Alan Pulido. Pulido still going. Brought down at the edge of the box. The referee says play on. And now Buzio with the outlet pass forward. Here comes Gioacchini, and he is steamrolled by Alvarez. A blatant yellow card. Alvarez knew exactly what he was doing there. He just absolutely clattered Gioacchini. I think the sideline advertisements, yeah, they are visible to fans in the stadium, Michael. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know some are green screen for TV. Mainly those ones are along the end line because that's where players fall into. Like that Qatar Airways sponsor that you see to the right of the goal. That's definitely 3D. That is not what the fans can see. Here's the ball in. The header and the goal. Miles Robinson. 117th minute. The United States from the set piece have scored what surely the game-winning goal. Can you believe it? It's Robinson, out of all people, with the header. And the United States are in front in the Gold Cup Final with just minutes remaining in extra time. Set pieces just so crucial. And the United States have finally got on the board. The delivery from Acosta spot on, and diving in there for the header was Miles Robinson, tucking one past Talavera, and the United States take a 1-0 lead with just minutes left in the game. And the substitutes for the U.S. go sprinting over to celebrate. Absolute scenes in Vegas. In the 117th minute, Robinson rises up, and will he be the hero for the United States? Miles Robinson, a Boston, Massachusetts native for Atlanta United, scores what could very well turn out to be the game-winning goal in his 9th cap. It's his 3rd goal, the 2nd of the tournament. And now Mexico trying to get a late equalizer. This could be danger for the U.S. And Robinson, the goal scorer, there to cut out the cross from Pizarro. Well, Mexico now giving it everything they have at the tail end. 11th corner of the game for Mexico. Hector Herrera, the outswinging ball. Header flicked well wide, and that will go all the way to the far corner. It's kept in play, and Mexico have it back. Seconds left until stoppage time. Oh, this is a looping ball into the middle. Headed away. Zardes. Now it's loose in the middle. Pizarro claims it for Mexico. We have 30 seconds left until stoppage time. Yeah, Robinson, a Massachusetts native like myself. Absolutely, Rohan. And now Jesus Gallardo chases this ball down. I see you, Karam, as well. Thanks for tuning in, Karam. Now the cross all the way through. Araujo trying to square it, but it's Buzio who claims the possession, and a foul committed by Sepulveda. We're into stoppage time. How much more time added on? We'll have 2 additional minutes. Well, hats off to Kellen Acosta for that delivery. And then Miles Robinson scoring the goal for the U.S. Pure jubilation from the United States. Thank you very much, Bomb Jelly. I appreciate it. The U.S. fans, you love to see it. They're outnumbered by Mexican supporters, but they were certainly enjoying themselves. And Henry Kessler of the New England Revolution will come on for Matthew Hoppe now. So that is it for Hoppe. Kessler is in. And we have 1 or so minutes remaining. Turner plays it long. That's out for a U.S. throw-in. Mexico in desperation mode now. The United States are ready to celebrate. It's held in the far corner by Zardes. Zardes double-teamed, and it will be a goal kick for Mexico. Is there one last chance? It will be Talavera taking the goal kick. This is settled in the middle, but soon thereafter lost by Gallardo. Ball floated ahead. Talavera in no man's land. Rodriguez, the last defender. And it's a looping ball in the air. Buzio heads it down. Buzio straight to the corner flag. The final whistle any second now. Buzio, the teenager. The kid holds on. The U.S. win! It's all over. The United States pull off the biggest of upsets against Mexico. And for the second time in 56 days, the United States of America beat Mexico in the final. And they are kings of CONCACAF. It's all over. The United States have done it. A roster full of MLS players. A C team, many would say, pull off an enormous upset, and the celebrations will go deep into the night for the U.S. in Vegas. Tata Martino on the hot seat now, if he wasn't already. And Mexico have fallen to the U.S. again. A lovely sight indeed. And Greg Berhalter and the United States get the job done. They win all 6 games of the tournament, including 5 1-0 wins. Well, if you're an American at home watching this, how can you not crack a smile? They say that soccer isn't big in this country, but it's certainly, by the way, I just realized I put PKs, I apologize. It's certainly growing more and more. And a Mexico team who has always been claimed the king of have always claimed that they are the kings of CONCACAF, have now fallen twice to the United States in the span of 2 months. And my oh my, the United States 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup champions. They've done it. Well, I appreciate all of you tuning in. I, like all of you other Americans, are super, super happy tonight. No better feeling than beating Mexico in a Gold Cup final. Yes, good luck getting some sleep to everyone, for all of you getting up for the U.S. woman. The United States have done it. Well, hats off to this team. I mean, this team simply, it wasn't pretty at all times by any means, but this is a team who just continued to grind out results, get the job done, and they were willing to do what the coach asked. They were willing to adjust when they needed to, and it all pays off in the end. The United States are your Gold Cup winners. It's a beautiful sight. Rohan, I will be back at 4 a.m. in 4 hours and 23 minutes. I will be back for the U.S. women's national team as they take on Canada. So I'll be back soon. I got to get some sleep, everybody. The U.S. men get the win 1-0 over Mexico. They are your Gold Cup champions. They are atop CONCACAF. And I will be back for the U.S. women's Olympic semifinal against Canada at 4 a.m. Eastern time. So long, everybody. What a night at Allegiant Stadium, and the United States will get ready to lift the trophy. Meanwhile, we'll get ready for some sleep. So long, everybody. The United States Gold Cup champions. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.